Have you ever had a weird experience at Buc-ee's? Now, there was this man named Alex. Alex said one summer he got a job at Buc-ee's and he worked there for about 6 months until one night he had a very creepy experience. So he said he went in for his normal night shift and he could tell when he got there it was going to be a pretty slow night. So after about 15, 20 minutes after the start of his shift, he found himself behind the counter checking in inventory. So that's when he noticed this guy walk in. He had this button up shirt with this big beaded necklace, these blue jeans, and this long black hair. And he said something about this guy seemed off, and he got the feeling like he might try and do something. So he kept a close eye on him. He said this guy just walked over into the corner of the store, and he turned and he started to stare at Alex. And Alex, after 5 minutes, he looks over, he sees this guy still staring at him. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So for 20 minutes, this guy just sat there staring at him. And then he turned and just walked out of the store. A little bit later after this, he goes and he takes his break. And he said he got a phone call from his friend that he hadn't heard from in years. He said this friend was Native American. He was very spiritual. And so he picks up the phone call. And his friend's like, hey, Alex, like this is going to sound really weird, but I had sort of this premonition, this vision. And I feel like I'm supposed to tell you, run away. Just remember that, run away. And Alex is like, okay, I have to get back to work. So he hangs up and he goes back to work. After a couple hours, he finds himself by the front window sweeping. And this big storm had came on. And as he's looking out the window, he sees a flash of lightning. And as it illuminates the parking lot, he sees this wolf, dog-like animal, running right in front of the store. It looked like it had mange. It had this thick brown fur, and it looked in pretty bad shape. He said the lightning flashed again, and he looked back out there, and it was gone. So his boss comes out to him and says, hey, I need you to go and take out all the garbage. So he takes all the bags of garbage and he throws it in this container, and he starts going out of the store. As he gets to the side of the store, he begins to hear shuffling sounds. And so he grabs his flashlight, and as he turns around to the back side of the store, right there's the dumpster, he sees something digging out of the garbage. And as he gets a closer look and he shines a light on this thing, said it was a man with no shirt, no pants, but his face looked like a dog. And he said that's when this thing turned and it said, Alex, Alex. And instantly his jaw dropped. He turned and he remembered what his friend had told him, and he just ran away. And he ran all the way to his car, jumped in, and he left, and he quit that night. He said a couple days later, he heard in the news that someone at that Buc-ee's disappeared. And he always felt like his friend was giving him a warning because that could have been him.